everyone, I hope you are all well and good today. The objective of this video is to introduce myself and at the same time to gain confidence in communicating through media. Before I start, I want to commend the great idea of our professor in giving us this activity and getting to know each other in the most interesting way. To start with, my name is HernilynRodriguez and I am 36 years old. I'm born in Naik, Cavite, and I'm married and given with two beautiful children. I took up my bachelor degree in nursing in University of Perpetual Health Manila, graduated year 2006. I started doing my review right after the graduation and took up the licensure on the same year. However, there is a big controversy. There was a big controversy about a very famous review center that year. So we ended up taking the exam again just to clear our name on the same year. Fortunately, God's fate that we were able to pass the second try of the examination. And I started working right after I took my licensure when I was officially a licensed nurse in one of the government hospital in Trece Martires, Cavite. My job experience that was I started working in Trece Martires in one of the government or provincial hospital. I worked for about 6 years and specialized in neonatal intensive care unit. And then after 6 years, I decided to work abroad for a very common reason due to financial, because we all know it's a fact that in the Philippines we cannot have the same salary that we are receiving from the other country. So when I was hired in one of the biggest military hospital in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, I started working as staff nurse. I started working as a staff nurse in the same specialization in neonatal intensive care, and I was promoted as a clinical resource nurse or a clinician in the same unit for I think about 2 to 3 years. So what is the job description of a clinical resource nurse is that to monitor, educate, perform annual competency of the staff for renewal of contract and as mandated by the hospital. So after 3 years of being a clinical resource nurse, I was appointed as a clinical education coordinator, and it's I can say that it's quite a big responsibility and very challenging position or post, because actually the CEC or the clinical education coordinator is equivalent to a head nurse. So my job description is that the CRN is under my name, so I'm covering them, I am supervising them, I am doing the appraisal for them and doing competency for a clinician. Another challenge is that aside from NICU don't have a problem, but when it comes to maternity, because in addition part of my responsibility is to cover the maternity unit, which is very huge clinical area in the hospital. Bedside for about 8 to 9 years. Then I decided to shift to as an educator on the same hospital where I'm working. I've noticed that even before I was on clinical area, I really love to teach and share knowledge amongst the staff, or even to new students, interns, new staff, new employee. So I think this is I have the passion of teaching already. And then I was given a chance to be one of the educator in the same unit where I was working. I was trained. There's a orientation as well on how you will become an effective nurse educator, or we're calling it in the hospital as clinical resource nurses. So we are the one who monitor staff, doing competency, giving updates, reading policies and procedure. So it's basically like more on to enhance the knowledge and skills of every employee in the hospital. So teaching, I really prefer the face-to-face because I want to feel their presence. I want to see their reaction. I want interaction amongst the participants. I want it to be as natural as possible because I've tried also conducting lectures, conference, and courses through online, and I believe that is less effective than being with them live. Feels like it is scripted, and you don't know if the participants are really listening or focusing on your lecture or discussion because they don't open their cameras until you said so. And if you ask any question or some comments, they will not give you anything because I don't know, maybe they were not able to complete the session or they did not understand at all what you are discussing the whole time. I'm facing as since I was appointed as a coordinator of the clinical resource nurses under maternity and ICU are number one, it's a big responsibility because my role is equivalent to the head nurse of the clinical area. Secondly, I have two major areas. One is an ICU and one is maternity. My specialization is under an ICU, but I have to learn what maternity is all about because it's one of my area I'm covering with. Challenge that I am facing right now is that dealing with different people with their own characteristic and personality. Situation, you have to prove yourself. You have to earn. You have to try your very best so that they are not going to pull you down. Doing after work or during my weekend off is that after work I'm just staying at home, watch movie, Netflix, series, rest. Most of the time I sleep early. The earliest time that I can sleep is right after I arrive home. I will just take a quick shower and then sleep and then wake up at 4 in the morning. I notice I'm actually outside the accommodation and I plan to have an early walk since the weather is so nice. Not cold, not that hot, but it's perfect to do the walking and to do stuff like watching people around. I'm thinking of creating this video inside the hospital, but it's not allowed, or there's a limitation on us having the video or even taking picture inside the facility or even in the parameters. I'm actually good in making videos, especially video for myself. But I would try my best, and that is the objective of this assignment, is for us to gain confidence, especially in talking, using the social media. I wanted this one to be as natural as possible because I want to give more information. I want to say more things about myself and to share how am I living in this country, far away from my family, and how I was able to survive even without going for a holiday for about 3 years now since the pandemic arises. I'm staying in this country and I'm still working in this country. It's because I have dream for my family. I have goal for myself. I have dream for myself. I have to fulfill all of those. I still have my parents with me. I want to give them everything that they need, they want, because they're the one. Without them, I'm nothing. Wondering why I'm wearing a bias still even in this country. They start opening as long as you are going to wear a decent clothes. But I don't know, I'm not still used in going out without the abaya, only if I'm going to wear the uniform, hair cover or hijab whenever I go out along with the abaya, because I do respect the culture of Saudi Arabia. Even the Saudis don't do that, because nowadays you will see Saudis around without the cover of the hair, because since they were born, they are mandated or it's necessary for them to cover their face, cover their hair. But now, for me, I still do believe that whenever I wear this cover or this tarha, it will make me safer outside. My agenda for today is to go to one of the grocery store and buy some food and stuff. And then later, hopefully, I will be able to go out again and show you my favorite place in Saudi Arabia. I wear my mask before I enter the grocery store. By the way, the grocery is just behind our accommodation, and apparently, I'm taking this video near the park, adjacent to my accommodation housing. Like to share my daily activity in the hospital and in the accommodation. My working day starts at 7 until Thursday and time from 7 to 4. But since we have the service taking us from the hospital, it's like a 20 minutes drive away from home. So I have to be awake by 5 and be ready at 6. And I need to catch up the bus by 6, otherwise I'll spend money for taxi or Uber. And then by 6:30 we'll be there in the hospital and start doing our work on the afternoon after the office hour. So I have to catch up the bus. There's a schedule for the bus, so if you miss one schedule you have to take the second one. And what's the disadvantage of that is that you'll go home late as well. And unfortunately during that hour, like between 4 to 5, between 4 to 5 in the afternoon, it's very traffic, and instead of driving you home from the hospital to home will take only like 20 to 30 minutes, like more than that. So it's very tiring. I remove my mask because it is a public place and I have to keep it on for safety purposes. Ask me which part of the bookstore I stay most of the time. I will show you. Paintings. Okay, I really do love paintings, arts, and crafts. So I consume time looking at the paraphernalias, brushes. This is one whole flat and we are all ladies inside the building. I want to share something, but it's not yet done. Part of my video is that to know what is my hobby and where exactly in the bookstore I'm staying most of the time. So for one reason, this is actually the reason. Hopefully, if I finish this one, I will be able to share it to the group. I hope it will be a good art and a successful one, but it's still this one is pending because I'm very busy with my work. But since I'm on annual leave, I hope that it will be final before I resume my duty. You were able to know about myself, a brief description about myself, even for a short video. And I want to thank you for watching it. I'm not really expert in doing such editing, creating this kind of video like a vlog, but I hope that this is a good one or a good try for a non-expert like me. Once again, thank you very much and God bless.